Hey guys, welcome to our phonics lesson. Let's go ahead and get started by reading our learning target. I can decode and read multisyllabic words that do not follow decoding skill 1 or 2. Remember, to be successful with this learning target, we need to be able to decode words into syllables, to read the vowel sounds correctly, and then to be able to read the words correctly when they're alone in sentences or in passages, okay? So what we're going to do is we are going to review those exceptions to decoding skill 1 and 2 that we have talked about this week. And then we're going to practice spelling some of these words and then reading some, okay? So the first exception that we learned about this week was splitting blends. Now, usually, remember, a blend would stay together when we split a word into syllables, but there are 4 common blends that are usually split. SC, SK, SP, and ST. So these are the 4 common blends that we split in multisyllabic words. Remember, a multisyllabic word is a word that has more than one syllable. So here, if we were following decoding skill number 1, we have a vowel, a blend, and then a vowel sound, We would split the syllable right before that blend because one consonant will run to the vowel behind it. So then when we went back and read the word, we would read it sister. But we wouldn't say, I have one sister. We would say, I have one sister. So here we would have to split this blend, ST, to give that vowel I the short sound, sister, okay? Whenever we have at the beginning of the word the prefix miss or dis, and it's followed by another consonant, they're going to split, like in misplace, okay? Or mister. And then we have another word that has a blend that will split here to make the word basket, because we wouldn't say basket, we would say basket, okay? Then we learned that when we have the digraph GN, which normally says when it comes at the beginning or the end of the word, if that digraph GN is found in the middle of the word, that digraph will split, and both letters will then have a sound. So let's go ahead and let's look at that. So here at the beginning of the word, we have gnome. So that G is silent, and the N makes the sound but we have to have that G there for this spelling for it to be correct. So we have gnome. Then we have sign. We hear that sound at the end, sign. So that's how we would spell it, G and N, and that N is silent. But when we have that digraph GN in the middle of the word, this part, it gives both of those digraphs consonants a sound, like in ignite. We have that sound, ignite, okay? Or like in signal. Or in the word designate. So when we have that digraph GN in the middle of a word, it's going to be split and both consonants are going to have a sound instead of it just having that one sound. Then yesterday we learned that when we have our special vowel combinations, it has a vowel and then NG, NK, or LL. We know that that makes a new vowel sound, and we learned what happens when we're decoding words, multisyllabic words that have these spellings. So in this one-syllable word, we know that ing says ing, like in the word sing. Then in this multisyllabic word, we had the spelling ing. Here, the consonant split. So the ing still had the same sound, single, okay? But when we added LL after that consonant, after the vowel, LL after the vowel A here, in the word all, AL says all here. But when it's in a multisyllabic word, that A changes its sound to a short sound, like in the word hallow or valley or gallon. It no longer says all, it changes to the short sound A, okay? Now let's spell some words. All right, we're going to start with a blend that will split. Here's the word, disco. How many syllables are in that word? Let's clap it out. Disco. Now let's go ahead and spell it D, D, I. What letter says I, D, I, S. It's going to be C here because it comes in the middle of that word. Disc, O. So here we have disco, D-I-S-C-O. Now let's go back and look for vowels, blends, and digraphs. Vowel I, blend S-C, vowel O. Now remember, if we're following decoding skill 1, one consonant will run to the vowel behind it. We would split it between the I and that blend, disco. But this is not disco, this is disco. That I is short. So SC is a commonly split blend, so we're going to split that blend. We have disco. This O says the long sound because it's at the end of the word or the syllable. Disco, okay? All right, now let's do another one with a blend. Are you ready? Let's do suspend. Suspend. Let's clap out the syllables in that word. Suspend. Okay? Now let's go back and spell it. Pend. P-I-N-D. P-I-N-D. Alright, so suspend is spelled S-U-S-P-E-N-D. Now let's go back and prove this word. We have a vowel, a blend, and a vowel. Usually one blend or one consonant would run to the vowel behind it and we would have shoe spin. But remember, SP is a commonly split blend, so we're going to split that. Now this S is a guardian consonant, which makes the U have the short sound. And then in this syllable, we have N and D, two guardian consonants give the vowel before it the short sound. So now we have the word suspend, suspend. Suspend means to stop it from happening, okay? All right, now let's look at spelling a word that has the digraph GN. Remember, GN usually says when it's at the beginning or the end of the word, but when it's in the middle of the word, in a multisyllabic word, we can split it. So here is the word. The word is prognosis. Say that word. Let's clap the syllables in that word. Prognosis. Prog. P-R is a blend. P-R-O-G. Prog. No. Sis. P-R-O-G-N-O-S-I-S. Now we go back and look for vowels, blends, and digraphs. We have a blend P-R, a vowel O, digraph G-N, vowel O, vowel I. This word has 3 vowels, so it's going to have 3 syllables. Let's go back to that beginning vowel. Here we have a vowel and a vowel. In between it, we have a digraph. Usually when we're following decoding skill number 1, one digraph would run to the vowel behind it. But remember, we learned an exception that the digraph GN splits in multisyllabic words. Then we go to our O and our I. One consonant will run to the vowel behind it. It follows decoding skill number 1. Now we need to go back and decide what sound our vowels are going to make. With a guardian consonant behind this O, the O will be short. With an O at the end of the word or a syllable, it will be long. A guardian consonant behind the vowel, it will be short. So let's go back and say our vowel sounds. A, O, I. Okay? Now let's go back and read this word. Prog, sis. Prognosis. Prognosis. Okay? All right, now we're going to look at a word that has a special vowel combination in it. This word is fungus. Say the word. Let's clap the syllables. Fungus. Okay? Fun. Okay? Fun. I know it's kind of hard to hear that N after it, but remember, N is a nasal consonant, so it comes through our nose, so that vowel can blend into that N, but it's still there. Fungus. Now I'm going to look for vowels, blends, and digraphs. Vowel U, but then that's that special vowel combination, so we're going to arc it. UNG says ung, and then we have our vowel U here. Remember, we learned that this special vowel combination will split in between the two consonants. This vowel U keeps its same sound, so we have fun, us, gus, fungus, fungus. Okay? All right, now we're going to do one more. Willow, say the word. Let's clap the syllables. Willow. Will. Ill. Low. All right, here we have a special vowel combination, I-L-L. And then we have O-W, which says O here. Okay? Remember, we learned that these two L's will split. Instead of it keeping its special vowel combination sound like UNG did, remember when we have LL in our special vowel combination in a multisyllabic word, it makes the vowel short. So we have w, I, u, will, u, o, willow, willow. Okay? All right, great job, guys. Now let's go ahead and let's look at some words and let's practice reading these words, okay? All right, so up at the top, we have just some words by themselves. I'm going to give you just a minute to go through and read these words. All right, if you're not done reading the words, then you can pause the video to read. But now we're going to go through and read them together. Are you ready? Read. Disturb, Mr., prosper, plastic, system. Mistake, escape, hospital, stranger, jungle. Single, ignore, magnet, hunger, blanket. Yellow, gallon, sprinkle, follow, danger. Great job. Now I want us to focus on these sentences. Yesterday we read this first sentence. Do you remember how to read this first sentence or the words to read in this first sentence? Let's read it. Ready? Read. When I ignore my baby sister, she gets angry. Great job, guys. Now let's go ahead and let's look at this next sentence. I'm going to give you a minute to make sure that you can read the words correctly. If you don't, decode them based on those skills that we've learned, okay? All right, let's go ahead and let's go back. So here we have a word that has a blend in the middle. SP is a common blend that is split. So we have the word aspen, aspen. Then we have another word that has that common blend. This is a three-letter S blend, but we know when we have M-I-S at the beginning, that is a prefix, and it will be in a syllable by itself. Misplaced, misplaced. Here we have another blend, don't we? Plastic, plastic. We have another blend that will split. Disco. And then we have another blend that will split. Mistake. All right, let's go back through and let's read this sentence. Ready? Read. Aspen misplaced the plastic disco ball by mistake.